Good evening.
Happy holidays to everyone. The time is 7:02 p.m. It is Tuesday, December 13th, and we are here at NPD 5th District, 1805 Williamsburg Road Northeast. My name is Adam Roberts. I'm chair of ANC5D, and I'm officially convening our meeting to order. If you didn't already pick one up in the back, there is an agenda as well as a copy of our previous meeting's minutes, as well as my report, so please pick one up in the back. And our first order of business is to adopt our agenda. Before we do that, there has been one change from our commissioner, so we are, if everyone would like to take note, we are adding an item number 14, which is for, I'm right, getting this right, Cucina al Volo, okay, Italian? Good, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner. That is for a stipulated alcohol license, again, for Cucina al Volo. That'll be Commissioner Lewis's item, that will be item number 14. Other than that, commissioners, are there any other additions or changes to the agenda? Seeing none, all for adopting the agenda, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, that motion passes. We'll next move to adoption of the meeting minutes, and Commissioner Bugs is not here at this time, and so I'd ask Commissioner Blacknell if she would take care of that motion.
Okay, I would like to put a motion on the table to, adopt, November the 15th minutes.
I'll second that motion. Is there any discussion?
Discussion.
Commissioner Henderson.
I'd like to state for the record my ongoing concerns about the meeting minutes. They continue to be inadequate and oftentimes inaccurate. Item number 2, discussion heard regarding statement about the omnibus bill. There's no bill referenced. I mean, this is just sloppiness. It's unnecessary sloppiness, and I would request that the commission take corrective action to direct the secretary to not only to draft accurate minutes, but, you know, this reflects on the commission, so.
2017.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all for the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Opposed?
Let's see if I can vote. All for the motion, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. All voting no. Thank you, commissioners. All voting no, please raise your hand. I count 1, and then are you in assumption, Commissioner?
Yes, I wasn't here.
Not a problem. So that motion passes by a vote of 4, 1, 1. Next up is the chairperson's report.
They overrun it.
Change stuff.
Yes, I do want to change that now that I saw that.
Okay, so just to, as a matter of procedure, commissioners, are there any objections to going back and we'll entertain changes to the minutes that have already been approved? Are there any objections to that, Commissioner?
No.
Okay, Commissioner Lewis, so our motion on the floor right now is to adopt the minutes. Commissioner Lewis has a change, so Commissioner Lewis, what would you like to change?
I'd like to have on item number 1, it states I was present at the meeting. I was not there, which is why I'm not voting to accept or not accept, but I do want to change that I was not present at the meeting. I definitely wasn't late.
So would it, just to, in terms of how we actually change it, would it make sense to just strike the sentence that says Commissioner Lewis arrived after meeting called to order?
Yes,
Just
please.
delete that sentence. Any objections to those changes, Commissioners? Okay, any other changes, Commissioners? Okay, so all for adopting the minutes with deleting the sentence, Commissioner Lewis arrived after meeting called to order. All for that motion, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you. Any no votes? Any abstentions?
Abstain.
Okay, so that motion passes by a vote of 5, 0, 1. Super. Next up, we are moving to the chairperson's report. I'm not going to read everything that's on here, but it's the very last page in your packet. The chairperson's report, as always, is a listing of all the documents that the commission has sent out, as well as the many notices the commission has received. The ones that are involving things that are directly within ANC5D are bolded. This list has been shared with commissioners right before the meeting, as it always has been. Lastly, just the feedback, which I'm not doing for this meeting because it is my last meeting chairing it. But as you can see, we had a very positive round of feedback from the November meeting, and so those results are noted here as we have been doing all year. With that, it's just a report, so there's nothing to approve. So if there are no discussion on that, we'll go ahead and move to the treasurer's report.
So there have been no expenditures in our bank accounts, but the balance stands at $77,576.50. That's the treasurer's report.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next up, we will move, I see Mr. Rogers in the back, if he's ready a bit early. We will move, are you ready? Sure, so is Laisha here? For everyone from the Duncan's office? Okay, so, start then.
Thank you. Sergeant Bell Advancement, PSA 507 for the 5th District. Unfortunately, it's kind of busy today, so I'm the only one here, but I can go over a couple stats for 505, 6, and 7. And then I'll take any questions that you guys may have in that area. So for PSA 507, the last 30 days compared to the last 30 days prior, we have, unfortunately, an increase in violent crimes of 15%. The majority of that is due to robberies. It went from 5 to 9 robberies, 80% increase. So that's showing the increase for total violent crimes. However, assault with dangerous weapons are down 40%. And homicides and sex abuses, there's no difference from the last 30 to this 30. Property crimes, this 30 compared to the last 30 is up 32%. The majority of that coming from burglaries in PSA 507. There's been a jump from, there was 3 in the previous month to 12 this month. Overall, total for PSA 507 is an increase in 28% of crime. And I'll address some of those issues in one second. PSA 506, to go over the same things, there's a decrease of 47% of violent crimes for PSA 506. The majority of that coming from a decrease of assault with dangerous weapons, it's down 60%, and robberies are down 50%. Property crimes for PSA 506 are up 11%, which the majority of that is theft from autos. And then total crime reduction of 1% for PSA 506 over these 30 days. PSA 505 is going to be an increase of, a decrease of 33% for violent crimes. It's a decrease of 43% for robberies and a decrease of 40% for assault with a dangerous weapon. For property crimes, it's a decrease of 10%. The largest majority of that's coming from a decrease in burglaries from 3 the month prior to 1 this month. And then calendar year to date, violent crimes for PSA 505 are down 1%, 506 are up 1%, and 507 are down 3% for violent crimes calendar date this year compared to last year. Property crimes, PSA 505, total down 14%, 506 is up 9%, and 507 is down 19%. So it gives a PSA 507 a total of down 15% in total crime this year compared to last year. PSA 506 is up 7% and 505 is down 11%. I'm sorry again, I only have the stats for 507, but in 507 we made 110 arrests in the last 30 days, closed out 2 burglaries, 4 assault with dangerous weapons, 2 robberies, and one of the burglaries was a burglary at Spin Garden School up on 26. They were able to close out that burglary also. That's everything that I have. I might be able to address some stuff in 507. 505 and 506, I can address any concerns to the lieutenants. However, I might not have the amount of information that you guys might want. So is there any questions I can?
Yeah, I'm always concerned about crime in 507, particularly in our community. I was doing a walkthrough earlier today, and the same drug dealers on 19th Street are on 19th Street. Again, the same individuals who provided copious amounts of information. This individual changes clothes. When the police respond, he might be wearing a gray sweatshirt and pants. When you make the call, by the time the police arrive, he has changed into a black sweatshirt and pants, and then he changes yet again. And we really need to address this issue. These people are the same people in front of 851 19th Street. I have seen some improvements in the 800 block of 18th Street, but not enough. There's individuals sitting over there in a car with Maryland tags. I provided that information, and we want to see some more visibility so that I think you all have done an excellent job in corralling, you know, that throng of disorderly people on the 1800 block of Benning Road and H Place. We moved them off of H Place and Bennett Place, but we really need to focus on I Street, 19th Street, and to a lesser extent, 18th Street.
Okay. Lieutenant Rod did make a point in the last month to hit that 19th Street area pretty hard. The officers gathered a lot of intel about all the individuals out there. I can tell you that every officer that works for me right now in the evening shift can tell you everybody's name that's on 19th Street that hangs out there. Unfortunately though, one of the big concerns is something that you're addressing yourself. It's just the turnover rate time from the call to the time the officer gets there, the changing of tactics that they use, and it's just difficult if we don't see the hand-to-hand transaction. It's tough for us to make any stops.
But why are they out there? I mean, if it rains, whatever the temperature, the same group, they're out there. They don't bring their lawn chairs anymore, but they're still out there.
Correct. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Any updates on the, I'm gonna call it the killing in Ivy City on Capitol Avenue or West Virginia?
That I do know that case is still open. The detectives are still working it. Unfortunately, homicide cases are pretty above my head, so I can't give too much information on that. But no more specifics. I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
Sarge, what's the PSA number for the 900 block of Mount Olivet Road?
That's if it's the north side, it's 50.
Where YSC is,
Yes.
right, those, those.
In Ivy City?
Yeah.
505.
505.
Correct, yes, sir. Anything else?
Let me ask too.
Sure.
Remember the murder a few months back in the backside of 900? You all had pretty aggressive patrolling in there. I wanted to know, are you continuing that same intensity?
Well, we
There's
do.
a couple of crack houses on that block. That's really why I asked. We're trying to do something about that.
Correct. And so 505 is separated between the Saratoga area and the Ivy City area. In the past, we've had a big issue because Saratoga was so full of crime that the majority of the officers were up there. However, through Commander Fitzgerald, he designated several officers to stay in the Ivy City area as a special beat. So we do have at least two cars at all times in the Ivy City area. And then based on need, he does shuffle in more mountain bikes or scooters or anything else in the area. Yes, sir.
Do we still have a full contingency of officers assigned to 507
We do, yes. Yes, we do.
that are dedicated to 507 and not being sent somewhere else?
Depending on manpower, we try our best to keep them in 507, but of course if something happens somewhere else, then we need to shift them. But we do have two dedicated beats on Benning Road that go from 9 until 6 p.m. Officer Flyer and then MPO Brown. We do have the two mountain bikes officers that are always at Starburst Plaza, Benning Road, Benning Apartments also. And then the other ones we usually have about 4 cars that float around the 507 area. So we do have some officers.
Starburst Plaza is doing better. It has been doing better.
Correct. I
For
think
a
there's
while.
been a great
You all have
improvement.
really put a lot of resources into the Starburst Plaza and it's showing.
Thank you.
And also, thank you for all of those arrests in the 800 block of Bladensburg Road, which continues to be a problem not only for the police, but for single member district 5D, 3, 5, the entire area. And we really need to get a handle on that. I noticed some
NSID
additional
just went through
arrests.
there 2 days ago and got a big, they got a gun and a quid closure from
We saw that.
Rose's lecture. Rose's
Well done, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'll just
Thank you.
just knowledge. We guys were out last Wednesday night on Trinidad Avenue, just sitting and waiting in the cars. So I came home late one evening and the officers were just there. And I asked them, said nothing going on. We just sitting here. So thank you for that.
Okay.
Because that one evening it was well, it's been quiet. So
I agree. Hopefully we can keep it that way.
Yeah.
So. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant. Next up, we have Mr. Rogers from the Mayor's Office. Welcome, Mr. Rogers.
Good evening, everybody. Sorry about that. Doing double duty on Ward 7.
Yeah.
Ward 7 office, a little bit help at the Mayor's walk over there today. My name is Hakeem Rogers from the Mayor's Office of Community Relations and Services. Bringing greetings from Mayor Bowser. I will be short and brief, because